How should teenage girls start masturbating? How to move on from an ex? What do girls look for in guys? So what we do is we look at boobs and butt.
Listen, like what the actual...
Namaste everyone, this is Avanti and we have the incredible Sejal with us here.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Of course, so if you all have not already checked out, we've done a podcast on Sejal's channel, so please go check it out. On my Sejal, I've been watching your videos since I was very young. So I love the fact that A, we're friends today and B, that we can do this, which is amazing.
Which is awesome. I'm so happy to be on your channel.
Me too. And I thought, you know, because a lot of the videos of yours that resonated with me earlier were a lot of the ones where you kind of spoke openly about a lot of things, right? Whether it was with your mom or things. So मैंने सोचा कि we could do a girl talk today, which would be very fun.
Yes, I'm excited.
I asked you all to send in questions on Instagram and YouTube, and thank you for sending them in. So we're just gonna talk about them, chill, and I hope it's helpful. Should you take high school crushes seriously or for fun, and should you actually do something about it?
That's hard.
Yeah.
That's really hard. I think however you feel, but I think it's really important as a young girl, take yourself seriously, I would say. Because all my high school relationships were with fuckboys. Like, I think now as an adult who's like delved deeper, I've been able to undo the things I felt from those relationships, which I was like, मैं अपने current boyfriend को बोल रही हूँ कि वही सब trauma जो मुझे पहले feel हो गया, I'm kind of projecting that on him because उस समय मुझे लगा that's what I deserve. Like 1 Tree Hill में तो Jack McElmurray ने ऐसे किया तो that's what I deserve, and हर movie में ऐसे होता था.
ऐसे होता है.
But luckily like now our pop culture and our content is also a little bit better. So.
I think it's really a matter of perspective. I know so many people who are together today who are high school sweethearts, you know, and if they were not given a chance to explore that, they may not have been together today, right? So my belief when it comes to dating is you need to feel emotionally, mentally, and physically ready.
Yeah.
You know? And I don't mean physical in terms of doing physical things, right? And if you feel ready for that, that's a whole other conversation which we'll have. But even if you kiss someone on the cheek, like there's hormones involved, right? And your body reacts to it in a certain way. So I felt like I was not ready in high school, but some people feel like they are, and you just need to understand like what goes into that, you know? And crushes are fun, like they're just a part of life, you know? Whether you act on them or not depends on your readiness. How should teenage girls start masturbating, and what did you do?
I discovered masturbation very late in life. Like I said, like, I don't know, I just thought it's just a thing girls don't do. And then I think I tried it like after I broke up with somebody because we had like a routine sort of being together. Physically, I think after I tried and it went well for me, I just felt like, oh my god, I don't really need anybody. That felt cool.
It feels very empowering that you can take that into your own hands.
And also that you kind of know what you like.
Exactly. I talked about this in a video. I have a whole video actually about my self-pleasure journey. It's on TT's YouTube channel.
I've seen that video.
I was 11 and I found it accidentally. Like I would sit cross-legged and I found the one day that I like felt good after a while when I was squeezing my legs together. I'm like, what is this feeling? You know, so then I would do it more and more, but I had no idea what in the world it was until like a few years later. But similarly, I never explored with myself in, you know, I never touched myself directly until after I was in a relationship. Because again, we don't explore that it's something that, you know, it's okay for women or, you know, vagina owners to do. Whereas people make jerking off jokes all the time. It's important to know what you like. It's important to know what your body responds to. There's also tools. You can use toys. You can use, like, there's so many things if you feel uncomfortable touching yourself. And obviously, like other private things, do not do it out in the open. You know? But
for boys too.
Exactly. It's literally illegal. So please do not do it. I would say if you want to explore for the first time, make sure it's clean. But you can use a jet spray.
I know that. I know what you mean. I'm still awkward, but I don't want to be though.
If y'all don't know this, right before we're born, when we are essentially in the fetal stages, the first few weeks, I believe, I don't know the exact weeks, all of us develop because both biological females and biological males have X chromosomes, right? You're XX if you're a biological female and XY if you're a biological male. So in fact, for biological males, the clitoris grows into the penis. So it has the same way in which the penis has nerve endings or clitoris has nerve endings. And that is what needs to be stimulated if you would like to explore.
I think that's really helpful. Really helpful.
Yeah, we don't emphasize it, but it is important. What do girls look for in guys?
Is this from a guy?
This is from a guy. So this guy is saying, so what we do is we look at boobs and butt. But what is it that makes a girl go, damn, in a guy?
यार boobs और butt के ऊपर ना brain भी होती है जरा, उससे भी देख लिया करो.
Exactly.
कान खोलो, बातें सुनो. Oh God. Listen, like what the actual. Let me talk about myself.
Yeah.
I look for comfort. मेरा एक test है. अगर मैं खुल के stupid jokes मार सकती हूँ किसी के साथ, तो वो मेरे बेस्ट फ्रेंड बन जाते हैं. मैं उनके साथ बहुत अच्छे से बात करती हूँ और yeah, probably date them too. Like if I can be like my
yourself,
goofy self,
yeah.
and also eating. I don't know, it's a weird thing. Like पूरा अच्छे से खा के, because if you're conscious around somebody, तो मैं छोटे-छोटे bites लेती हूँ. If I'm comfortable, like I'll eat ऐसे खुल के.
Look, we are visual creatures, right? So you will notice something about a person. But I think there's better things to notice, like you notice someone's eyes or their smile, and not just like how it looks aesthetically, but the way it makes you feel.
Yeah,
you know
true.
what I mean?
Also, like if somebody has a really like attractive personality, if they feel good about themselves,
yes, and that confidence that shines through, and I think that's important.
It can make anybody look so attractive.
And please never do this. The equivalent of boobs and butt is not dicks, and please do not share unsolicited dick pictures with anybody.
Oh my gosh. No, not at all. Like, yeah, that's just not okay. It's just not okay.
Yeah, and I think, you know, people, like this whole pressure again, because people are so used to seeing this idea of six-pack ab or whatever. Maybe some people find that attractive, but generally speaking, it's truly about what's inside, and that'll shine through.
Yeah, and that stuff is hard to maintain.
Yeah.
It's maybe an indicator of how hardworking and perseverant someone is. But वो नहीं रहता यार.
Yeah.
पूरे साल मतलब इतना बहुत मुश्किल है. It's just even for me to be in like my perfect shape, जो मुझे लगता है.
What is perfect even mean?
Exactly. Right. I'm in that zone where I'm trying to get over it. But it's hard.
Yeah, I agree. I really need advice about my first period. I don't know why, but I'm scared. Do you remember when was your first period?
When I was in 6th grade.
Okay.
We had this white uniform in our school, salwar kameez, and
white salwar kameez.
हाँ यार, वो अच्छी नहीं थी uniform. I used to hate it. और वो पीछे पूरा red हो गया था, and I didn't realize because I don't get pain when I'm on my period actually, so I didn't realize क्या हो रहा है.
That feels we got some child.
Feels cool. But मुझे realize नहीं हुआ वो पूरा red हो गया. The worst part is, which I think will be a little better today because you know people get concerned for you for things that are that big a deal. Like, oh no, we need to cover you up. Or तेरा bra strap show रहे हो वो cover you up. And I feel like guys, like I am okay with this, but because you're kind of shown that this is a thing that's hush hush, you become conscious. Otherwise, I wasn't. I was like, okay, मेरा खून है, तो okay. But that's what made it a little weird for me.
And you knew about periods at that point?
My mom's a gynecologist,
right?
So she told me about sex like when I was in the 4th grade with diagrams and stuff, which is like the grossest thing ever. But ये मेरे साथ हुआ है.
I love that though. I love that for you. Actually, when I was 8, from my friend's older sister, we were at a sleepover, and we were like, oh, can you tell us about puberty? You know, because that was a hot topic when you're 8. And she's like, I learned something in health class today that's even cooler. So she like drew a very bad diagram of the vulva just trying to explain. And at 8, we were like, oh, so they lie down in bed together? And she's like, yeah, and you get ew. You know, that was like ours. When I was 12, my mom gave me a book, but she was just like, do you know? And I said yes, and then she gave it to me. All my early information was just from the internet and sources, which I wish it wasn't.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, if you don't talk about sex as a result, you also don't talk about consent and consequences and safety, right? And I think sex education needs to start from a young age.
Yeah.
At the age of 2, I don't think you need to show diagrams at the age of 2. That's scarring as hell.
That's super
But
scarring.
no. But at 2, you need to talk about key. You need to feel comfortable. If somebody is touching you and you feel uncomfortable, say no.
Yeah.
I've heard about consent and I've heard about like, you know, kind of understanding, but what should I be prepared for first time having sex?
Yeah, I guess like again, I learned this very late in life after having dated many people and being physically intimate with them, that same nahi hota sabke liye, because some people think that, oh my god, like you haven't had penetrative sex, you're so uncool. Like,
Yeah,
this is
I understand.
This is like drinking conversation with people after a certain age, and sometimes people's bodies are different, and you enjoy certain things, you don't enjoy certain things. Also true for boys. Like, I feel like guys have like a certain expectation that they have to be on top and they have to like lead the whole like dance, and just like the expectation of like unhe sab kuch pata hona chahiye, and the girl has to be kind of like demure,
the receiver, the literal vessel.
And either way, like sabke alag hote hain. And wondering it again, like, you know, they show scenes like from pehli baar छुए हो एक दूसरे को, and then your clothes are coming off like instantly, and oh god, and when you actually try to emulate that in real life, it's so, it feels like really invasive, you know. I think it takes time to have that comfort level with somebody, and that comfort level is what makes a relationship so beautiful, right?
What are your thoughts on dark underarms and pigmentation in private areas?
Gosh, I have dark underarms, and I used to like, I think I still do that, like in a lot of shops, like I would tie my head like that.
To prevent people from seeing?
Yeah. Luckily, I don't stop myself from wearing sleeveless or whatever.
Growing up, we saw people in magazines and on TV who were either heavily edited or, you know, had people with makeup on their underarms.
Yeah, I've been suggested to do that, but the thing is, you sweat so much. And I sweat a lot in my
okay, that's the reason, by the way. So the reason you have pigmentation, firstly, if you have brown skin or if you have melanin in your skin, we have hyperpigmentation in areas, you know, everywhere. Around our lips, under our eyes, like the dark circles, no matter what people tell you, there's products that can help hydrate it, but the pigment is not going to go away, you know? Similarly, underneath your arms, and that's because you have excess sweat there, you know, it's a closed area, so there's parts of you that you'll notice. That's why even within your legs, you have like, it's a lot darker.
Someone told me that, you know, like those hair removal creams?
Yes.
And I used them as a kid because I didn't know what to do. Yeah, because my mom wouldn't take me waxing or whatever.
Oh no.
So I used it on my own, and I still think that that's why my underarms
so it adds to it. Anytime you use any kind of hair removal product, shaving, waxing, anything, it does lead to more pigmentation. It's just natural. Yeah. It's a natural part, and every single person, no matter what color of your skin you are, हर इंसान के genitals are darker than the rest of their body. Like, and when you have these areas that are closed, they tend to essentially pigment more. My best friend loves a boy, but he is toxic. How do I convince her? Like, I know it's her decision, but that boy is so toxic that I'm worried for her.
It's so hard, man. Because you can't, like, even if तुम अपने friend को ऐसे हिला के भी बोलोगे, वो तुमसे दूर चले जाएगा, because they probably be like, यार, मेरा decision है ना. So I think like listening with an empathetic ear, why? Like, what is it? What is going on in your head without judgment?
वो ऐसे हिंदी में saying होता ना, you can घोड़े को पानी में ला सकते हो, but you can't force it to drink water. So you can help someone see the light and see that, hey, these are red flags. Luckily, throw around the words that your friend is used to hearing. Oh, I think this is a red flag, blah blah blah. But don't be confrontational about it, you know. Also, I found a really good way to sometimes address this is perspective taking. So if I'm talking to you and I'm actually saying you and say your boyfriend, but I'll be like, hey, I have a friend who's dealing with a situation, what do you think she should do? Or even change the gender, what do you think he should do or whatever, and see what they would say. Yeah. You know, and get their advice for your like fictional friend.
And then
it might just help them, you know, think about it. Yeah. What's your suggestion on hair removal? Waxing, shaving, lasering, nothing? What is it?
Oh god, सब try किया मैंने. कुछ भी बताता नहीं है क्या करना है. Oh god, like, okay, bikini waxing to no, it's just not okay. It hurts like a bitch and it's just not worth it. Yeah. Also, like medical perspective, एक तो मैंने kids also ना, I just think मेरी mom बस मना कर रही है and she doesn't know what it's like. But the knife that they use, like it's not like sterilized, right?
Yeah, exactly.
They dip it in the same wax and you bleed and you like there's secretions, right, from your vagina area. So all of that shit gets mixed and
it's not.
Yeah, it can literally cause like crazy infections and you don't want that. So no, I haven't, like my legs are unwaxed. जब से lockdown में मैंने नहीं कर रहा है. And sometimes I feel conscious, like if I'm on a shoot and someone's putting lotion on my legs, I'm just like, are they gonna think I'm like ungroomed or what? But
what does this mean to be groomed, right? Grooming and hygiene, right? Like grooming should be coming from a hygiene perspective. It should not be coming from a this is what we're used to seeing on aesthetic, right? This is what we're used to seeing on TV or whatever. if you like having your body hair, great. If you don't like having it, great. Like, it should be your choice and you shouldn't feel forced into it.
Yeah.
And it comes to, there's someone who asked, does shaving harm your skin? According to me, it's your personal choice. So I used to wax as a teenager. Never my bikini area, but just like generally. But again, it was just so painful, and I realized how unhygienic it is.
Wait, what is it? What is it right now?
So I did laser.
Oh, is this laser ka effect? Are you joking? Why is it like, whoa, dude, that's great.
I mean, I just did it, and then sometimes I shave just on occasion.
Yeah.
But that's just honest fact. My skin is extremely sensitive, so sometimes, especially when you're on stage, you're put into outfits that like have like some. This bruise has come from because my hair has been pulled. Like, it's just So for me, I have to remove it for but it doesn't matter. In my genital areas and stuff, I trim.
Yeah.
Because again, since like hair is healthy as well. So I just think it's such a personal choice. In general, when you shave, you kind of have to shave in the opposite grain of where your hair grows, because otherwise you can kind of lead to nicks. And make sure that it's a moisturized area. That's kind of what I've seen. You should try all methods and see what works for you, but please consult a professional expert before doing any of them.
Okay, is white discharge normal? Yes.
Yes, it is. But if it gets to a situation where it's slightly yellow, slightly greenish, or too like cheese, then please go get it checked out. And if you have any questions about anything in your genitals, please go seek a doctor. I will. Well, you can also watch her mom's YouTube channel, which has a lot of information. And I will also link some resources in the description.
Wearing skimpy clothes, I want to. I'm not conscious, but scared of the male gaze. Oh my god, shit.
I was like, you can talk to this very well.
Same. मुझमें confidence है, मुझे सब पहनना है, but in certain rooms or even alone, like if my boyfriend calls me hot, I felt very uncomfortable. I was like, oh, this feels weird. And I'm just like, please don't. It makes me feel like I'm an object.
Nay, say it. Because we're so used to being objectified. We're so used to just being seen as that. And there were a lot of questions about fashion. Literally an answer which was like fashion, lol. Fashion is an expression of what makes you feel confident, right?
Yeah.
And whatever that is. Like, I love how your fashion has evolved over the years.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you that you feel confident in wearing whatever you want.
Thank you.
I don't think, honestly, I don't think I've gotten to that place yet.
Please let me get clothes for you. I have so much fun doing this for people. Like, I love styling people.
I know. She's literally offered this so many times. I swear I'm gonna hire her as my personal stylist.
I will do a photo.
We'll do a video where you can style me
Yes,
for
yes, let's do that. That's a fun idea.
There's a lot of girls asking how to make friendships with boys, and boys asking how to make friendships with girls, and I think just in general, probably many of them have grown up in only girls and boys schools. Did you ever go to
No, I haven't.
I've been in co-ed situations also. But do you have any advice how to like talk to someone who's different from you? It doesn't matter how they're different.
I personally get very annoyed when I talk to boys who are not comfortable around girls. I get annoyed. So I guess probably talk to people like they're human beings first.
Yes.
And not like कि ये तो लड़की है या लड़का है. But I get it. Do I get nervous around guys anymore? Maybe when I was in school, I did, especially if it was like a cute boy that I was excited about. But human being first.
I agree. People sometimes get nervous if they go bahar ke desh mein, how to talk to somebody different from you, all of that. But you have to think of them as a human being first. And the best way to have conversations is ask questions. You're
really good at that.
Yeah. Don't like ask random questions. You're like, aaj mausam kaisa hai? That's like the most basic question. And the more you ask questions,
so what if they don't respond properly then?
Then that's their problem. Well, like you can't take it personally. It's like, okay, whatever. It's always a them problem. You have to, when anybody says anything negative about you, it's a them problem.
Yeah.
You just move on.
Yeah, I needed to hear that actually. Because I get really nervous if people don't respond properly. I'm like, shit.
How to move on from an ex or a crush or something?
Yeah, getting ourselves really busy with other stuff will probably serve as an antidote for, say, a month, 2 months, but that will wear out. So I think sad feel हो रहा है तो feel करो sad. सोचो कि क्या हुआ, अच्छे से पूरा चीज feel करो. फिर उसके बाद then you have like space कि हाँ, I've dealt with that emotion. अब मैं आगे कुछ कर सकती हूँ. And it will come in your next relationship actually, which is the worst. Then you have another relationship that didn't go well.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I feel like we can go on after lots of questions, but maybe we'll have to do a part 2 at some point.
Yes, we will do a part 2.
Please let us know. So Sejal, what's a word they should comment if they've watched till this point?
Frankie.
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 We ordered
I
Frankie.
just ordered Frankie's. Thank you. Oh my gosh, so if you watched at this point, comment below Frankie. And if you have any other questions, please leave them in the comments below. Taki, we can definitely make a part 2. Sejal, thank you so much for doing this.
This was great. I had so
really
much fun.
was. Thank you so much, and send you all lots and lots of love. Bye.
Label this a die. Let it be a physical experience. That's all.